Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time now for Car Talk, bright, sunshiny Thursday. And you know what that means. It's time to buy a car. How you doing, Brad Dudges?
I'm doing very well, Tom. Good morning to everyone out there listening to us again on this beautiful Thursday morning in Bartlesville. I can see the kind of the skyline of Bartlesville in the distance from the studio here. And I've got my friend Chad Englehart from the Phillips 66 Splash Club here in Bartlesville. Welcome.
Morning, Brad. Morning. Thanks for having me in. I'm anxious to have a little conversation about the swim team and how we impact the community. So we're excited about this opportunity.
We're real excited to have you here and to learn more about the Splash Club. I've been kind of around it a long time, and your guys started a long time ago in Bartlesville, just like my family business did, and we like those kinds of things. And you guys work really hard to develop people and create those kinds of disciplines, I guess it takes to kind of put together some kind of a passion for life.
I think the passion comes from inside them, but we definitely try and develop, I guess, what we would call good citizens. Our vision is challenging tomorrow's leaders and building lifelong champions. And I think I hope that I am judged fairly and positively when they get to be 30 and 40 years old.
Yeah.
What did they learn, and what were those foundational skills that we help them develop that have carried them on through life, and do they go out and be leaders in their community and be leaders in their homes and do things that benefit the people around them?
That's awesome. That's a common theme here on the show. We definitely appreciate that. We call it Sparks at the Dealership, and that's a thing the employees came up with. A picture of my grandfather. Really, the very beginning, he was on a basketball team sponsored by a Ford dealer in Tonkawa, Oklahoma in 1924, and there's a picture of him there with two of his brothers on that team. And my great-grandmother wrote the scores of every basketball game on the back of the picture, and a few years later, he and one of the brothers in the picture graduated from college and came back and got the opportunity to buy the dealership there in 1929.
Wow.
Kind of a challenging time economically, but that's when we got into the car business, and it was really about that sports team thing where you learn to work together on something, and swimming is kind of an individual sport, but it's a team sport too, and that discipline of working towards your goals and competition is a theme that goes through our life, I think.
I agree with you, and I think when you get on the blocks, you're by yourself. But I think if it's done right, every day you have a family, and when you get on those blocks, that family goes with you, and you feel their support and you feel their love and desire for you to be successful.
Well, and the work too, kind of the layers of things, so that because you get better once you at swimming, when you start to get more comfortable with it, learn the different strokes, get more fit. You start to grow. I mean, because you start with sometimes young children, and
yes, we do,
and their bodies are changing. They're learning a lot of things, and they start to grow and get stronger. And sometimes they can be quite good at it, but sometimes that's not really what it's about, is it?
Well, everybody loves to win, and everybody loves to get better. But I think we start them as early as 3 years old in our lessons program, and watching them go through each phase of the program and how they grow and mature. And I hope we don't emphasize who touches the wall first as much as we emphasize the journey to the end of the wall, or to the end of the pool. We talk a lot about personal development, that growth mindset, and having kids work through challenges and work through setbacks and obstacles. Life is tough. I believe it was the Rocky movie that talked about life. Nothing will hit you harder than life.
Yeah.
And when you get knocked down, you just have to keep moving. And when we try and provide them reasonable failures and reasonable obstacles and challenges so that they can harden themselves and strengthen themselves. And you talked about building that confidence to go through life and persevere.
Yeah, being resilient and focused on a goal too, I think, is also real important. Yeah, so great stuff there. And you guys have been doing it in Bartlesville, like I said, for a long time, over 75 years now.
Yep,
And
75 years. We had a big celebration last fall, our 75th anniversary. Rowdy Gaines was in town. We had all kinds of alumni. It was a magical weekend.
that's awesome. And of course, there's always stuff going on. You guys are busy year round, but what's going on these days? What are you guys up to?
We're back in the water. We took spring break off. Everybody got to enjoy it, even the coaches. Took a little time away from the pool, but we're back in the water now. We'll get going. We've got a couple meets in April. We'll be over in Edmond and down in Jenks. We typically host the big Stars of Summer in June. We're going to go a little bit different direction this year. It's just hard to get people to come to an outdoor meet sometimes nowadays with the weather and everything else and so many indoor options. So we're going to go a little bit different there, but we'll go through the summer season, state championships in July. We've got kids traveling to Dallas and Austin and things like that. So our top swimmers will do some travel, but just basically getting back into it and getting that grind down. Unlike some sports, I think our practices are probably our most important thing, not necessarily our meets. And what we do on a daily basis and the teaching and learning that they do there is really the important things to us as a staff. And hopefully we've conveyed that to our parents and have that buy-in as well. And the kids start to enjoy the journey, the day-to-day journey, and that.
Well, anybody
that
who does any sport for very long, really, I think that does become kind of ingrained in them. That work, you know, it shows maybe in the competition and in the games, but it's you don't get there without that journey, without the practice.
And being able to smile. Was it the Sleeping Beauty and the dwarves whistle while you work? being able to enjoy your day and enjoy the journey that you're on, enjoy the people you're with, and work through that. I think that daily support of each other. I know when we were talking about COVID earlier, when COVID hit, we were so fortunate to be able to get into daily practices. And I think that made a world of difference in our kids' lives, having that community and having that opportunity to sweat together and just bond together through something when all life and everything around you was chaos and a mess. So I do think that journey is very, very important. And I think it helps them as they go on to life. And some days you just don't want to get out of bed, but if you've learned to enjoy that and learned how to embrace some of those grinds, I think you smile a little bit more and you've got a feeling deep inside.
I mean, I know I've learned that I really look forward to getting out of bed in that first part, the rituals and routines of the practice every day and layering that up it makes the rest of the day easier, I think, as you get older. And it's important.
As we get older, some days it's just good to get out of bed.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, no doubt. So we do that every day at the dealership too. A lot of similarities, I think, in business, certainly, and trying to create a team and an environment where people feel supported and want to participate in something that's beyond just individual, accomplishment or punching the clock. It's really about what we all do together and what that results in for us as a group and for our customers and the community as a whole. It really is an important part of our business and has been now for almost 100 years, and we're proud of that and happy to support the Splash Club again this year. I
really appreciate your support.
I think it's you guys have been through a lot of changes. You're the Phillips 66 Splash Club, but but for most people probably still remember that.
We were still blessed to be able to use their facility. The Phillips Aquatic Center is still our home base.
Right.
We have gone through quite a bit of organizational transition and moved some things
just
around.
Like the rest of the community.
Yes.
You've got to fundraise a little more, I have a feeling.
We are hat in hand a little bit more than we used to be. But the community has been tremendous to us. And I think that's a show of respect for what we've done and a show of admiration for how long we've been here and the impact we've made in the community. We do host some major events. We actually still host the Oklahoma Senior State Championships. So every March, there's 3 weeks ago, we had over 300 kids, over 600 people came into Bartlesville for 3.5 days for the state championship meet. We were second. We've won it in the past, but we were second this year. But it just just a great impact in the community. The hotels were full, the restaurants were full. People were here seeing what Bartlesville had to offer for 3.5 days, and it was a wonderful event.
Yeah, and that whole community you create around any sport, and swimming in particular, that really is amazing. And like I said, for decades now, you guys have been doing it here in Bartlesville, and thank you to all the sponsors that make it possible for you guys to go on. I know that is critical, and
yes.
So if people are listening and they are, maybe they have somebody, kid or their child might be interested, how do people get more information? What's the best way to kind of take that first step?
Our website is probably the best first step. It's splashclub-ok.com, like splashcluboklahoma.com. So splashclub, all one word, -ok.com. Or you can just call me up. I don't have any problem at all answering the phone and helping somebody guide them through. My number is 918-876-2052. And unfortunately, I've got that with me just about my entire life. So I'll usually answer that pretty quickly, or you can leave me a message and we'll get you hooked up. And that goes for sponsors too. If we've got somebody that would like to be involved in us, we would really appreciate it. And it does go a long ways to helping kids get involved with scholarships and things like that, just kind of keeping fees low.
And it is a club sport. I
is.
think let's kind of frame this. Of course, you have a lot of your, I guess, members are a part of the high school swim team, things like that. But it's a separate organization. You guys exist just to help with this, and it starts. What is the youngest people you
Age
work
3,
with?
we start with them
Age
in
3.
lessons. So as soon as they're potty trained and they're 3 years old, we'll get them in lessons. We actually had the youngest little girl at the state championships last summer, little Arison Ellis. She was 5 years old, competing at the state championships. Wow. A wonderful little girl. She was a sibling of a couple of boys. Grayson was actually 4th this year at the state championships in the 500 for her older brother, swimming for the high school team. So it becomes a family event, and it's just really cool to see that. But so they started 3. Aiden Howes just graduated, or is graduating next month from University of Kentucky. Okay, no, sorry, scratch that. My son just graduated from University of Kentucky. Aiden has graduated from University of Kansas, which is where I graduated from. Sorry about that, Aiden. But she swam all 4 years, was on scholarship there, did a wonderful job. So we'll take them all the way through their journey and then release them on to the community and hopefully doing some more things. Like Aiden is taking a job as an accountant in Tulsa and doing some amazing things. So it's really fun to watch them progress through life. As you mentioned, I do coach the high school team as well.
Right.
Most of the kids on the high school team come through the club and go from there. So it is kind of a all-encompassing little family there.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it keeps you busy.
It does. It does.
So as far as events coming up, and if people, is it something where a spectator and stuff can come? Is that possible?
Not a whole lot in the spring and summer. We do offer 4 big events in the fall and the winter.
Okay.
A little bit more information you want. In the summer,
It's all right.
international competition is 50 meters, so it's a much longer pool, typically outside, like Sooner Pool.
Right.
The winter season, the collegiate season, is short course yards, which is what the P66 Aquatic Center is. So we'll host some major events there. We host a Big 10 and Under invite in October. We host our big Stars of Winter meet in December, which usually brings about 900 people to Bartlesville. Wow. We host our big Meet of Champions. Meet of Champions was 76th or 75th. Meet of Champions was held this past January, which was an amazing event, long-term, one of the longest running meets in the entire United States. That usually brings in 500 or 600 people, and then we hold the state championship in March. So those 3 big events, December, January, and early March, are when we usually have spectators come in, and they can see our light shows and big scoreboard and everything like that. It's a pretty amazing event.
And is there a season? Or, I mean, obviously the high school has a schedule, but you guys kind of go year-round, it sounds
We do.
like.
Well, we'll go year-round. We have the what we call our short course season, which is that collegiate season, the school year, largely. And then we have the summer season, which would be the long course season, which is the spring. We're starting that off right now. So when we go to Edmond, we'll swim in a 50-meter complex, which is a little more than twice the size of the Phillips Aquatic Center. Just a little bit different type of competition, but very similar. I would say similar to indoor soccer and outdoor soccer.
Okay.
Both soccer, but there's some different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's cool. Well, it's great to hear more about it. I think what you guys do is really special for our community, as you said. It really, I think, impacts people as they go through their lives, and it's really awesome. And a little bit of stuff going on at the dealership. Take a moment just to talk about that. We are at the end of the month, trying to push through our goals for the rest of March, and everybody's back from spring break and kind of got their focus now. We've got We've had a great selection recently of the Tacomas. As we've been selling more and more of those over the last recent months, and so selection is great. On the Toyota side, we still don't have a great huge inventory. Day supply nationwide on Toyotas is between 15 and 20 days supply. Mm-hmm. So our lots across the country are pretty scarce, but that just means that our vehicles are popular and they can't build enough. They're selling more Toyotas than ever before around the world, mm-hmm. and in the U.S. And so for us, it's about hitting our goals every month and earning more and more inventory. We seem to be able to sell just about everything we can get. Many of our most popular models, like the RAV4, which has gone through a total redesign, and but those are selling before they hit. We've had a dozen or so since they started being released in the middle of February that have come in, and each one is sold either before it came or right there within a few hours of it hitting the lot. So you really need to reach out to us and give our great sales team an opportunity to help you find that perfect vehicle for you. They'll take the time to help you understand what the choices are and narrow that down. We can do dealer trades and help you get that a little bit quicker if we have if you give us a little bit of advance notice on what you're looking for. Our team is focused on helping you. We're a non-commissioned sales environment culture. Both our sales teams and the sales management are not paid commissions. What that means is they're there to help you. They really aren't focused on maximizing the gross profit on any vehicle they sell. They're looking to sell in volume, and really, I think that changes their mindset. And we want to be there to help you buy the car. And so we do our market-based pricing, a simple price approach where we it's not true one price where we set it and it's stuck. That's a great concept, but there's some flexibility, but we put them where they should sell, where it's a fair price for everybody, and we try to keep things moving that way, keep it simple, shorten the purchase process. I love hearing from our customers these days that's working, that it is faster than they expected and more fun, more transparent. That's really important in for today's customer. I think that's what people expect and deserve, and we really try to deliver on that and not make it difficult or be pushy in the sales process. That's really important to us, and as we've we've learned through the decades, that's important to team with our customers and align our needs with them. I mentioned the Sparks before. That what the employees did was they came up with the words that Sparks meant. Okay. So they kind of took the alliteration backwards, and because I called it the Sparks picture because it had my grandfather in the picture, but they call it's sincere partnerships, aligned, resilient, Kaizen makes us all superheroes. So Sparks, and I think there are some parallels in how the Splash Club operates with that. I mean, sincerity and being a partner with people and aligned, so we're working towards the same goal, and resilient. We mentioned a lot about overcoming obstacles, and Kaizen is a Japanese word which means continuous improvement and really having the tools and information you need to do what needs to be done at the time you're doing it. And then, of course, if all that lines up, it kind of makes us all stronger as a group together.
It's not about that initial sale. It's
Yeah,
about them
it's,
feeling good about it for the next 5 or 6 years.
Well, and a long-term approach.
Right.
When you've been through all the changes we have in the industry, some of the values stay the same, the product changes, and the world changes around us, but a lot of it is the same. It comes back from those lessons my grandfather learned on that basketball team, and through the other things that he did. He was very motivated to help people learn things, whether it was through sports teams or the 4-H and FFA. The baseball team we've sponsored for so long is a good example of that. And
handshake is not transactional.
It's not.
Committal.
It is committal, and it is. It's about community. And
absolutely.
And I love, there's radio shows kind of become about those things. And I know I was looking at your guys' website the last couple of days as I was getting ready to talk to you, and you guys have. You talk about that really in there, about the leadership skills you're trying to teach people, what your approach to competition is, that it's not just about being the first one to the wall, which is important, of course, but at the same time, in a race, not everybody's going to win.
No.
And everybody has to participate, and each person kind of gets their own thing out of there, right?
I agree 100%. We talk about the fact that every race has one winner, but everybody in there can be a champion. Everybody can get the best out of themselves. Everybody can improve themselves. Everybody can support each other. You race with each other against the clock. And how was your performance?
Yeah, against yourself
yes.
in a way. And because if you keep layering that work to get better, you're really accomplishing something.
Absolutely.
So we've got just a few minutes left here today. Is there? We mentioned the sponsorships. What's the website?
Splash Club, all one word, SPLASHCLUB, then a dash OK.com.
And what does it cost to participate in the club?
Our lessons are $64 for 8 sessions. We run those pretty much year round. Once they get to the club, it stages. We have 7 different training groups. Okay. Each group gets a little bit more committed and a little bit more expensive, but they start out about $40 a month, $40 to $45 a month, and grow up from there. We do have scholarships available for those that need a little help. But I think it's a wonderful opportunity to impact your child's life. They talk about, the USA Swimming puts out stats, and a child is 85% less likely to drown if they've had formal lessons. And I don't know that there's a whole lot of things in life that make that kind of difference in your child's potential health. And you hear these horror stories of families on family reunions where a child starts to drown and the parents jump in and they can't swim either and the whole family drowns. And it's just so sad. This is a sport that not only can save your life, but allow you to save someone else's life. And it really can make an impact in your world and those around you. There's just so much water, all your new retention ponds and everything being built with new additions and things like that. There's water everywhere, and being able to be safe and confident in that arena is extremely important. So we encourage everyone to get involved and just see what it's about.
And at age 3 and up, and do you have adult programs at all?
We don't have the ability to offer to adults. So once they're out of college and kind of out of the competitive arena, they move on. I know we've got several of our parents that swim at the Y every day and do some wonderful things there, and we definitely support that. We have limited spaces on our side, so we're trying to work with the youth. But yeah, once they hit 6, then we usually allow them onto the competitive team. I mentioned Arison earlier. She got in a little early as a young sibling. But we pull them along and give them measured and appropriate challenges as we go through that. That challenging tomorrow's leaders is a real key to what we try and do. Letting them know that life doesn't end when someone says no, or life doesn't end when you fall down. That's when it begins. That's when you get back up and you kind of brush yourself off and you figure out, where did I go wrong or what can I do better? And you learn from those things, that old school grit that we really want out of them. And that, I think that's something that we take a lot of pride in, and that we're not we're not a flash in the pan social media type fad.
You're really
After
here for the long
75
term.
years, we try and be a foundational part of the Bartlesville community, and really give kids something that they can lean on in those times of challenges in their lives.
That's great, Chad. Well, it's great to have you on the show.
Absolutely.
Thank
Appreciate
you for
that.
coming, and hopefully people will reach out if they're interested in learning more about it. Go to the website or give Chad a call. I think it is one of those things that's very great for our community, and I appreciate what you guys do.
I love it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Sure.
I enjoy talking about it.
It's obvious you're passionate about it, and do encourage everybody to find out more and support the Splash Club as they go forward. And we've got another beautiful day in Bartlesville, a little bit warmer than maybe it should be this time of year, and hopefully we'll get some rain here soon. If we can help you with anything out at the dealership, give us a shout or come on by. You can schedule your service appointments online on the website. There's a great service scheduling tool. And or if you have, like I said, if you need a new car or used car, or if you're looking to sell a vehicle, that's another opportunity we've got to purchase vehicles. We've got a great, we're an instant cash offer, Kelly Blue Book Buying Center, where you can go on the website, enter just a few things. It'll give you an initial idea of what your vehicle's worth. Usually if you bring it in, we can give you more than that. Just need to confirm a few things and get some information, but it only takes a few minutes, and always looking to buy nice vehicles, or really any vehicle, and we can get them back on the road quick, and always find a market for them. And so we look forward to helping you all in the community as we get it here into the summer.
Where can we find you, Brad?
We're out on Washington Boulevard at 1911 Southeast Washington Boulevard, or at DoengesToyota.com.
All right, folks, you've been watching and listening to our Car Talk program right here on K1, the one you trust. Stay tuned. We've got news.